There are places on Earth where silence feels alive, where radio waves die mid-sentence, where the ocean looks calm but hides a mouth beneath. You can almost hear it breathing, waiting. They call it the Bermuda Triangle, that vast stretch of Atlantic between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, a place where the ordinary becomes impossible. Boats vanish without distress calls, planes disappear under clear skies, and families are left staring at horizons that never give answers. It isn't just the sea that devours, it's the sky itself. You're watching Singularity Animations, where mysteries of the world meet the precision of truth. If you believe some stories deserve more than superstition, subscribe now and let's explore the line between fear and fact.
The triangle also happens to be one of the few places on Earth where magnetic north and true north can align perfectly, a detail small enough to ruin lives. When that alignment shifts, compasses can point slightly off course, a few degrees at first, then miles. To pilots navigating by bearing or sailors steering by heading, that can mean slowly turning without realizing it, until you're hundreds of miles off your expected route. Add to that the presence of magnetic anomalies, local fluctuations in Earth's magnetic field caused by variations in the crust below the ocean, and instruments may spin erratically. Stories from pilots who vanished often include final transmissions about faulty compasses or strange readings. Flight 19, the 5 Navy bombers lost in 1945, all reported compass malfunctions before their signals vanished. There's no proof of supernatural interference, only the cold truth that our navigation systems are still slaves to the Earth's invisible magnetism. Linked to these magnetic irregularities is a phenomenon some researchers call electronic fog. Not a mystical mist, but a scientifically plausible electromagnetic disturbance that can envelop planes or ships during violent weather or solar activity. Pilot Bruce Gernon described flying through such a cloud in 1970. His aircraft's instruments spun, the radio filled with static, and moments later, he emerged over Miami, more than 100 miles farther than his flight time should allow. Though his story remains debated, physicists note that charged particles and plasma effects from thunderstorms or geomagnetic storms could indeed distort instrument readings, radar returns, and even GPS signals. If a pilot loses reference in that electric haze, direction becomes illusion. To them, the sky itself may feel like a maze. In 2016, meteorologists studying satellite images over the Bermuda Triangle found something strange: hexagonal-shaped cloud formations up to 50 miles wide. Researcher Dr. Randy Cerveni from Arizona State University called them air bombs, downdrafts of wind that can strike the ocean with hurricane-like force. These bursts, descending at over 170 miles per hour, could flatten waves, form violent microbursts, and create turbulence deadly to aircraft. When such a downdraft hits the water, it can produce surface waves meeting in chaotic interference, the very conditions that spawn rogue waves. From above, a pilot might see only clear blue ahead, and then drop straight into chaos. Running right through the Bermuda Triangle is the Gulf Stream, one of the fastest ocean currents on the planet. It moves like a massive river within the sea, carrying debris, oil slicks, and wreckage away from the area in hours. Even when disasters occur, evidence doesn't linger. To searchers, it looks as though ships and planes have been erased. Combine that with steep underwater topography, trenches plunging miles deep, ridges, caverns, and shifting sandbars, and you have a region that swallows its own history. What the ocean floor doesn't hide, the current carries away. The Bermuda region is one of the most storm-active zones on Earth. Warm tropical waters feed hurricanes, while local pressure systems can form flash squalls in minutes. A clear morning can turn into a death trap by noon. Waterspouts, tornadoes forming over water, have been recorded hundreds of times in this area. Some reach the strength of F2 land tornadoes. To a small aircraft flying low or a boat caught beneath, a waterspout can twist metal like paper. And yet these are transient. They form, destroy, and vanish, leaving no trace but memory. When survivors describe the triangle, they often speak of how quickly beauty turns to terror. The ocean is moody, not malicious, but unpredictable.
Sometimes the simplest explanation is often the truest. The U.S. Coast Guard, NOAA, and Lloyd's of London have all confirmed that the Bermuda Triangle isn't statistically more dangerous than any other heavily trafficked region. Tens of thousands of ships and planes pass through every year. Most reach their destinations safely. But the Triangle's legend thrives because the disappearances that do happen are often dramatic. No distress calls, no wreckage, no survivors. And when official records are missing or misreported, our imagination rushes to fill the void. Researchers like Larry Couchet in The Bermuda Triangle, Mystery Solved, found that many famous cases were exaggerated. Some occurred outside the triangle entirely, and others had simple explanations buried in dusty archives. It isn't deception, it's our need for meaning. When faced with chaos, the human mind prefers myth to randomness. What makes the Bermuda Triangle so haunting isn't the supernatural. It's how ordinary natural forces, when they align, can mimic the impossible. Think about it. A methane release lightens the sea's surface just as a storm's downdraft forms hexagonal clouds overhead. A pilot's compass wobbles from magnetic interference, while rogue waves rise from converging winds below. Each element alone is survivable. Together, they form a perfect storm that even modern technology might not overcome. That's what the Bermuda Triangle truly is, not a mystery of monsters, but a masterpiece of nature's rare coincidences. Still, behind every theory lies heartbreak. A radio operator who lost contact, a mother who kept her porch light on for years, a name carved on a memorial with no body beneath. For every chart, there's a story of someone who trusted the instruments and was betrayed. When we speak of the Bermuda Triangle, we aren't chasing ghosts. We're chasing answers for those who disappeared into the sky that devours. Look at the horizon tonight. It looks calm, doesn't it? But remember, even calm seas can hide storms 1,000 feet below, and sometimes the sky above is hungrier than the sea. So, what is the Bermuda Triangle? Truly, it is where science meets awe. A crossroads of geology, meteorology, oceanography, and human fragility. A reminder that even in the age of satellites and AI, we still sail through mysteries older than civilization. The triangle doesn't take lives, it tests our understanding. It whispers a warning that for all our technology, we remain small before the sea. If this story made you feel that mix of wonder and humility, that moment when truth feels as mysterious as myth, then join us. Subscribe to Singularity Animations, where every mystery is met with curiosity, not fear. Because only by seeking the truth can we honor those who disappeared into the sky that devours. Look at the horizon tonight. It looks calm, doesn't it? But remember, even calm seas can hide storms 1,000 feet below. And sometimes the sky above is hungrier than the sea.